And we're good.
What's up, everyone? We got Adam Koralik here on the Game Junction Podcast this week. How's it going, Adam?
Good, man. How are you doing? Good. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Good. We got Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, Merry Christmas. I'm going to go get some eggnog in a little bit, and I'll get all cheery and stuff.
Got Shane, the Insignia Master.
What's up?
Man?
How y'all doing? Merry Christmas to all.
To all, good night. We got Tony in here. What's up, Two-Ton Tony?
Ho, ho, ho from Georgia.
And Mr. Mark. What's going on, Marky Mark?
Yo, what up?
So this is our Christmas special. We're going to dive into some Christmas-themed stuff this year. We've got...
Wait a minute. This isn't the Halloween special? Are you sure?
I was thinking that it could be, yeah.
Okay.
I do love me some Halloween, but...
You and your calendars,
Right.
Tony.
I know. I'm so bad.
I wish I had thought about that. I would have worn the hat. It's like right out there. It's fine. Well, everybody's got Santa hats.
Except for me.
No,
Yeah,
see,
exactly. Two of us.
We got your
bad
mark
one.
shoved off to the side over there. It's fine.
No, I'd have to get up. It's a whole thing now.
I'm just a Grinch. Who cares?
Well, let the
what's
record
that?
show I wanted to do it. I'm just stupid. So
Mark-
that's my bad.
Mark just hates Christmas and everything good. Look at his little smirk over there.
Shame
What's
on
a song that everybody hates this year? Let's ask that. Flip the scripts.
Can I just go ahead and just go ahead and
Other
shout out
than-
to Mariah Carey?
I like that song.
Mariah Carey. What's up, girl?
Obviously. No,
That's
go away.
excellent. It's so good now that it's just got the memes on it. You know, now everybody's starting to meme it.
To her credit, at least she embraces the meme. I mean, she probably makes more
true,
every year
true.
from that than like
Oh, I'm
any of
sure,
us will
yeah.
ever in a lifetime.
So many royalties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, could you imagine getting paid off the meme? Like actual each meme if she got a royalty off of it? Jesus.
NFT.
I dislike any version of the song Last Christmas that's not the Wham version.
Mm.
So if it's...
No wham.
Yeah, I mean, give me the Wham version with George Michael singing. Otherwise, Taylor Swift, no thank you. I mean,
Well, I was going to ask what's everybody's like favorite Christmas songs or carols like in general, but I'll go ahead and say mine. We grew up listening to it was Elvis Sings Christmas. Still have that vinyl. Love listening to that. Thought those renditions were pretty cool, but about everybody else.
Something from the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Mm.
That's all I got.
Classic.
Yeah.
I would say mine it's more of like a meme, more in like the anime community every Christmas. It's the Padaru Padaru. It's like the Japanese version of Merry Christmas. I know none of you are going to get that. Maybe one or two viewers might.
Yeah, I'm sure you got somebody watching that's into the anime.
All I heard was potato.
Close enough.
potato.
I don't speak that Asian speak. Get out of here.
You're right. All right, so dig it. One of my favorites has to be that super annoying song that's hell, I forget who sings it, but it's I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Oh yeah. What's her name? I can't.
Is that
I have to look that up.
Yeah, I can't remember,
Damn it.
but I like that song too. I like the song too. Sounds like a little kid.
Got to get the chipmunk version going.
I cannot think of her name right now.
That's a good one.
Is it weird
Oh, yeah,
that was
Chipmunks,
popular? Does anybody else find it weird that the Chipmunks were ever popular? And that even when they did remakes, they still made tons of money? It's like all they did was they just high-pitched three guys.
Yeah,
And
true.
we all ate it.
I mean, I used to watch the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers on TV.
That's different.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah,
The cartoon
That was
kinda got
fire. That
us
was pretty
in, though,
fire.
and I think they really do play off that nostalgia. Something about that high-pitched voice sucks the kids right in.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Got
It's
the
just like
kids
being
into
on helium.
Right.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
And then
I'm
how do
trying
you?
to think.
Well, my question with that is, how do you adopt a guy that did movie, like Clerks and Mallrats and all that shit as your main character and
the
just-
live action one.
It's called a paycheck. Like that's
true.
Yeah, right.
But it's funny that he came from those kind of movies and
Forgot
then he just,
about that.
boom, right to the kids movie and just took off.
I mean, he made. I had the misfortune of watching some of those movies, and in later ones, he's basically just not there. He's like, "Oh, I have to go away for the whole movie," and you're just like, "Okay,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
give him his
exactly.
check and he'll leave." And then
show up at the beginning and then like
Yep.
maybe 15 minutes at the end.
Yep,
What did you
exactly.
guys do while I was gone?
We made a bad movie. That's what we did.
Waiting for you to come back.
Made some money, made a bad movie. What's up?
So I have to say my new favorite Christmas song this year is the one a kid told me and Shane when we were at one of the little community events we were selling at Commerce a couple weeks ago. It was Jingle Bells, Wario Smells, Yoshi Laid an Egg, Mario Kart Lost the Wheel, and Bowser Got Away. That kid was 12 years old, maybe 12 years old. He's like, I made up a new song. It's got Mario.
Give it a left field with that shit.
Did you guys ever hear the Pac-Man Christmas album? You guys
Yes.
remember that?
I didn't know that thing existed.
Yeah, I have. I didn't think about grabbing that. I have that somewhere, but that was one that's pretty cool. It's
Bet
not
that is
good, but it's
banging.
Not
super
Absolutely
cool.
banging.
I had
That
no
whole,
idea that was a thing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they had the Christmas special. I think it was just called Pac-Man's Christmas or something. I can't remember, but
Oh, the cartoon?
yeah.
That
whole
that
Christmas
was great.
special.
I thought it was just going to be one of those cheesy ones that's just like Pac-Man sings his hits with Tina Turner and, Rod Stewart.
I mean,
and
So you just
sing.
play regular songs, then you just hear.
I love it though. That always adopted like properties to everything. I remember there being like a Masters of the Universe Christmas thing. I remember that on cassette tape. Some wild stuff like that.
Elusive Star Wars one that was terrible.
It's the best Christmas special ever.
You got a
To
Christmas.
be fair,
everything, man.
that's a holiday special.
Oh, that's true.
No,
Yeah.
well,
It doesn't
true.
refer to itself as Christmas.
Yes, it's Life Day.
Life Day, exactly.
You know,
Thank
they
you.
they did one with like the Lego one with all the new characters. They did a new holiday special.
The
Do they still refer to it as holiday special?
Yeah, and Life Day is still
Probably.
a thing. They keep like some of the canon. Somehow Chewie's bringing his family along, so they like are somewhat recognizing it, but they're like not really involved at all. And it kind of comes off as like one of those Lego shows.
Nice.
It's just a reference.
Yeah,
those suits for Chewie's like parents and stuff were, God,
Terrible.
horrible,
Pretty bad.
horrible. Like, well, there was no budget for that Christmas special at all. I mean,
What
to
did they
be fair,
do? Did they get the suits from like a Goodwill or something? Just like,
it
here, put this
sure
on.
as hell looked like
Yeah,
that.
looks like
Yeah,
I've never
like-
seen it.
Hey.
Don't.
Where do you think I got my Santa hat?
Yeah, but there's shit at Goodwill and there's good stuff at Goodwill. That was obviously not the good stuff. Their hat was.
Well, let's dive into some Christmas movies. I'm going to have everybody pick like their top 3 movies and just kind of go around and
Ooh,
compare that.
my wife's
I mean,
been
we've
watching a lot of Christmas movies lately.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I go back and forth with mine, but definitely National Lampoon's Christmas. Love that movie.
I think that's definitely number 1 on my list too. Like that's got to be. I mean, it's
Christmas
so like
Vacation.
it's such an adult movie that like even like younger teens can watch and get a kick out of.
Yeah.
You know, now granted, it's not like a kid's Christmas movie by any means, but like
No.
that's one of those that like from a young teen to now, like I can watch that every Christmas at least a couple times.
It's a more relatable Christmas movie,
Mhm.
right?
yeah, right.
Christmas is hectic as hell, so
The in-laws are coming. Ugh.
yeah.
Exactly.
Would definitely put Christmas Vacation on there.
Isn't that what Paul Revere was like saying when he was writing through? Never mind. The in-laws are
The
coming.
the in-laws are coming. The in-laws are coming.
What
That
if I
definitely made
see
America
you-
activate.
I think, I mean, other than that, the ones that I go to every year would be Home Alone 2, probably. I
Lost
like,
in New York.
yeah.
Why would you go to New York over the original?
I don't know, man. Probably because Trump's in it, and I don't know.
Because Trump.
No, really, I don't know. For some reason, I've always liked that one better.
It was a lot more fleshed out with their traps.
Yeah, I go back and watch like.
Dude, there's a
Rudolph
full-scale
and the classics.
electrocution in that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Got that weird
Like
pigeon lady.
Marv dies a lot in that
Yes.
movie.
That's not a lady. That's not a pigeon lady.
did you guys see that Home Alone Lego set? Did you guys
With
see
the
that?
house.
thing? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's
It's really
cool.
nice. Mhm.
Cool. It's like $300, but
Okay, but if
I've
you
been
can't
in that
put, like,
house.
a light
Like
in
a-
it to make the people dance in the
Really?
window, I don't care.
Really? That'd
So
be
you're in
great.
the Home Alone house?
Yeah,
let's
cool
hear
you've been
about that.
there.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that interesting of a story. I was like 9 years old. I live in Chicago, where Home Alone takes place. The house in that movie is totally real. It's in a town called Winnetka. And
It
it's
sold
like,
about 2 years ago again.
did it? I hadn't heard it got sold. It's hard to sell Hollywood houses because people don't want to. Because people are stupid. Like now, one of the things is the Home Alone break-in challenge. Guess what that led to? And they built a fence and whatever.
That's a thing.
Nice.
It was. Anyway,
my
doesn't matter.
God.
Oh my god.
When I was
that's terrible.
when I was like 9 years old, my mom's friend bought a house like 3 houses down from that. So we didn't know that. We were just going to my mom's friend's house, and then we'd drive past, like, oh fuck, like it's the Home Alone house, right? And so we're like excited. We're talking to her, my mom's friend, be like, how do you just live next to the Home Alone house? And they're like, well, if you do you want to go over there? And so they called up the neighbors. They're like, can we go inside? And they're like, it doesn't look anything like the inside of the movie because it wasn't actually filmed inside the house. It was filmed. Believe it or not, it was filmed.
It was filmed at the school.
Yes, it was filmed in a New Trier high school, which was actually my high school's like rival. Believe it or not, it was filmed there in their gymnasium for the most part.
Yep.
So it doesn't look anything like that inside. Although my high school is quasi mentioned in Home Alone 2, like Buzz is wearing like a high school jacket when they're running through O'Hare. That's my high school.
Yeah, because like all the water scenes from when it was being flooded, that was done in the pool, the indoor pool that was in there. And then like they rebuilt the kitchen and everything. I mean, they had this really cool like 5-series thing on like the
movies that made us.
Yeah, the movies that made us on Netflix.
Yeah,
and I watched 3 of them, and that was one of the ones, that and Die Hard. And that was a really great little documentary, especially how it almost was never even made because one studio was like, screw it, we're giving up. And then not just 2 minutes later, they come in and they go, we're back on.
Yep, Warner Brothers bailed on it while funding the setup, and then Fox just took it over, which is great.
Yeah.
Smart.
So there you go. I mean,
But
and
you got a perfect segue right here. You mentioned Die Hard. So that's one of those Christmas movies that's, become that cult classic Christmas movie that technically not.
and there she is,
but
Nakatomi Plaza right there, baby.
It counts. It
But
counts.
is it a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the never-ending debate. I agree.
It's not a debate. It's
I
a
agree.
fact.
Yeah, look, we're shutting it
I mean,
down
he was
now.
literally trying to get home for Christmas, right? I mean, that was the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending credits had Christmas music. Like, what's going on?
That's true.
That was a Christmas movie. for
What's the meme on that one? It's not Christmas until Hans falls out of a building.
So
Hans
Hans
Gruber's
falls
Falls.
from the Nakatomi Plaza.
Yep.
Yep.
What's some
So, all right,
some
so
other
we- so
I
we
favorite?
got a
go with
couple
Batman
there.
Returns.
Ooh.
Yes.
Solid.
Batman
Yeah,
Returns
actually,
counts
yeah.
just as much as Die Hard, man. I mean, like the final
Oh, yeah.
line, Bruce Wayne's in that car and he's just talking about, he's like, "'Tis the season, goodwill towards men." Like it's how the movie ends. Like
Right.
it's a Christmas message,
I guess
Perfect.
it feels less of a holiday, but I guess I can see it.
dude. The whole
I mean-
like Batman gets framed because of the Christmas tree death. Just saying.
Yep.
With
Gotta
ice
stir
princess
controversy.
falls on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
just
not
saying,
the Ice Princess!
and yeah, she falls on lighting up the Christmas tree. Boom.
It's Batman's
True.
fault.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
a camera? Jeez!
Exactly.
Love that. Love that.
I'll give you that one.
I'll say what's an underrated Christmas movie because there's like 2 other movies prior to it. Is the Harold and Kumar A Very Christmas.
Yes.
Funny. It's
Yeah.
very
I
funny.
never
Yeah.
watched the Christmas
my
one because
favorite.
after
That's the
Guantanamo
only
Bay,
one I
was
don't
done.
have. I have the first 2. I don't have that one.
I think it's
I hate the
underrated.
White Castle one, but the Christmas one is hilarious. Yeah.
It's
You didn't
very
like
good.
White Castle?
Oh, yeah.
I loved White Castle.
No.
White Castle was one of my
I-
favorite ones.
I don't
Enjoy
like
the first
I don't like either of the other 2 at all. I just
Sequel's
don't
pretty
do
rough.
the marijuana
The
humor stuff.
Guantanamo Bay I couldn't do anymore. That was bad.
It's dated a little bit, but it's still a classic. I think all 3
I
are
don't
pretty good.
Even though not a popular pick, I mean, this is one of my off the wall picks. I really dig Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Yes. Yeah.
And everybody loves the line, garbage day. But if you talk about like, true Christmas movies, that kind of a thing, of course, one of my favorites is, Christmas Vacation and then the original Home Alone. But after that, then I really have to start to think. I'm like, I watch a lot of stuff all year. A lot of people might do their go-to of like, oh, well, It's a Wonderful Life or something like that. And,
I like that movie a lot.
It's
Miracle on
okay.
34th.
it's,
Yeah,
and
American Food Street.
that's probably the better one of the 2 films. I actually like that one better. because it is a lot more Christmassy in that regard. But there was
How about
what was that?
what about
one movie?
Prancer? Do you guys?
Oh,
I never
God,
saw
man.
that.
That brings me back.
Yeah, that was the one I watched with my grandma every year. Prancer.
I remember that one having
Love
a
that
really
movie.
weird distribution. Like McDonald's had the rights to the VHS or something. Like it was. Yeah, I actually remember this. Like as a kid,
Wow.
like
Oh
we
my God.
wanted that movie on VHS, and you like couldn't get it unless you went to a McDonald's, and they did like a Happy Meal thing with it for a minute. I think that later fixed that, but
They
like
did
for
a-
a minute, it was like this weird exclusive release at
That-
McDonald's.
Does
They
seem
did
pretty
a
weird.
McDonald's Christmas special. I don't know if you remember that VHS
No.
tape. But yeah,
I do not.
yeah, it was pretty bad. I don't remember any of those being good, but I'm trying to think what else.
There's
How
a
about a
Christmas
Christmas
I
story?
really, my
Yeah,
favorite,
I mean-
my second favorite book is A Christmas Carol, but when it comes to different translations of A Christmas Carol onto film, which there are many, many different versions, I'd have to say my top two favorite of that, and that's why they're
Disney.
tied. No, actually, not the Disney cartoon one, although that one is a very good one with Jim Carrey and Gary Oldman. That one is very good. I like Scrooged with Bill Murray, and then my favorite
Scrooge was
traditional
good. That was
one.
one of my favorite ones
Yeah,
growing up.
my favorite traditional one is the Patrick Stewart.
That's what I was hoping you were going to say.
Oh yeah,
I think that's the
Yeah.
best one.
And I do believe that is the best one because they really delve into parts of the book that some of the other parts kind of ignore or forget. And like, his relationship with his bosses at where he used to work when he was younger, and his relationship with his sister, his relationship with his fiance, all that stuff just kind of gets shoveled under the rug in all the other versions. So that's why I really like that one. And also you really get to see Scrooge get that kind of, that really, cheery, happy, I'm alive sort of Christmas feel, that redemption feel when he actually goes to church and he starts singing along right with everybody else. He feels awkward at first, and then he just comes alive, and then he goes to his nephew's house, Fred, I believe, and then he's just like really cool with with his he apologizes to his it's Fred's wife. It's just probably one of the better versions out there. That's the traditional version. So a lot of people go to like the George C. Scott or the Alistair Sim one, but that's mine. Just because. And come on, it's Patrick Stewart. He's one of the treasures of our planet when it comes to acting. So
Now I know this is relevant because they're making a new, I think it's like a television series, but the Santa Claus movies.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's already
with
on.
Tim Allen. We were
Yeah.
talking about that the other night actually over here.
Yeah, and then what Adam brought up, Christmas Story. They got a Christmas Story Christmas. I watched it.
I still need to
I
watch
didn't like
that.
it, but Shane liked it, right? You thought it was okay?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Now I've got a question. What were you saying?
No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this question. As far as classical Christmas movies, have any of you seen A White Christmas with Bing Crosby?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think that's like another classic. Like you have to watch on Christmas.
You know what? When it comes to there's two films with him in it, I prefer Holiday Inn over White Christmas.
I've
I
not
always
seen
do.
Holiday Inn. I've only seen.
Yeah, I've
White
never
Christmas.
seen that one. either.
Check that one out. Check that one out. And I'll give you another classic one, The Bishop's Wife, the original. The remake with Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston, it's also very, very, very good. I saw that in the theater when it came out. But the original, spot on fantastic. I just saw that one for the first time about 3 years ago because my mother-in-law, it's one of her favorites. And she gave it to me like that Christmas. She goes, "It's yours now." I go, "Cool. You got to see that one. It's really good."
Got a
Classic.
honorable mention of Bad Santa in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Great
I saw that in
Solid.
theaters, man. That was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that one.
I will say though, after watching the unrated DVD, I can no longer watch like any other version of that movie because there's just so much more.
I haven't
Good
seen the
shit.
So
unrated
much
yet.
they had removed. Yeah, so
Yeah,
much
The
stuff.
NC-17 cut that isn't
Yeah.
NC-17. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let me just say though, Bad Santa 2 is terrible. You guys,
I
seen
didn't
the
even
Never
watch
saw
the
it.
second.
it is a letdown.
This
for
is
a
definitely
sequel.
better.
so bad. Not,
Sure.
but that first movie
Was
is
he in the
fantastic.
second one?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
I did not even know they made a second one. I don't remember that.
I didn't realize it.
There's a new.
My wife's telling me we watched it, but I don't remember that. It must have been that bad.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not. It's not memorable at all.
Sweetheart, it was that forgettable. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I think I could be wrong, but I think I saw about a Silent Night, Deadly Night remake. Right? That's like maybe in the theater now. I'm pretty sure I saw.
I don't know.
There's some
I know
type
they-
of Christmas horror movie in the theater right now.
I know they
that
made
you all have
5
to
of
check.
them, but I didn't know that there was going to be another one.
And
Wow.
they already remade it once. It's been a remake of it, like
Wouldn't be surprised.
2006
Was there?
Christmas. Yeah, Christmas horror movie. Yeah. I'm not sure what this is called, but there's definitely
Just
one.
go on IMDb.
It is.
IMDb everything.
Yep.
Well, what's that new Santa movie with Hopper in it?
With who?
With Hopper,
I'm not
The
sure.
guy from
Violent
Stranger
Night.
Things.
Violent Night.
Oh,
Violent
maybe
Night.
that's what it is. Maybe that's what it
Okay.
is. Then
Yeah, that's
because I'm not
Violent
pulling
Night.
anything.
I know you were
Is that what it
mentioning
was?
like horror. Were any of you a fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Love that movie.
yeah.
I wasn't a fan of it,
Fantastic.
but I'm not like a Tim Burton person.
Well, I'd say between that one and then the stop motion Rudolph, those were two
Yeah, all of those
movies
movies.
that
Those, yeah.
those are
all of
classics
those.
in my household. I was a huge cartoon. Anything
100%.
animated, so,
That's
Yeah.
the only
Old
thing
Frosty
we
the
watched every
Snowman
year.
cartoon.
Frosty,
Yeah.
Rudolph, the
Frosty.
New Year's special.
The Year Without a
all of
Santa.
those. Yeah.
Oh yeah, The Year Without Santa.
I mean, I loved Heat Miser, man. I was a big fan. I wanted to be him when I grew up.
How's that going for you?
Pretty
Still
much did
still
it.
working on it?
Yeah, still working on it.
Perfect.
I don't know if there's any more movie mentions. I mean, there's a lot.
But yeah,
for
it's
sure
Christmas.
know that
Movies.
there's
It's a whole
lot.
genre.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean,
I'm
even
trying
ones
to
that
think
are
of anything that are worth mentioning, not like the Hallmark and Lifetime specials. And
actually, there's a really funny one. It's technically not really a Christmas movie, although it does happen at Christmas, kind of like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. But The Ref, you ever see The Ref with Dennis?
Yeah,
Leary?
Dennis Leary. Yeah, once.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that.
loved. I mean,
I don't remember that one.
that is, dude. You guys got to see it. It's hilarious because I can't. Like, what was it like? It was Kevin Spacey and I
forget the cast, but the premise
Yeah.
is basically like he took them hostage and they were in the middle of like a family crisis. So he's basically dealing with two people that hate each other when he thinks he's in control of the situation.
And then the
He'd
in-laws
rather
are coming.
leave. Yes,
And
exactly.
Plot
And
now. I'm
So
kinda remembering
don't they
it.
have to like they kind of have to keep up this ruse of what's going on with them being hostages? Yeah, the kids, the son's in the house too, right, Adam?
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
while. It sounds familiar. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
it being pretty good.
Yeah, I just watched it for the first time, I think about 2 years ago. And the funny thing was, my wife and I, we just moved into our new place back in May. So I have 2 boxes of DVDs, and I just pulled it out of the box today. I have two boxes of DVDs I hadn't unpacked yet. And I go, hey, here's the Ref. Cool. So I put it up on the shelf with all your Christmas movies. I was like, we're going to be watching this. So,
Good
I
choice.
just came up with another one that I just thought of.
yeah,
Reindeer Games.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Ben
yeah.
Affleck.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah. That's a good
I know
one.
another bad one, Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That
that
was,
I love that movie, man.
That's an awesome
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, bro.
I've got a Turbo Man.
Or Turbo
I got a
Man.
Turbo
Shit,
Man
I'm
up
an
in my
idiot.
closet.
Turbo Man.
of course you do.
I know you mentioned it, but I was
Love
thinking of
Turbo
other
Man.
tone deaf Christmas movies. Christmas with the Cranks.
That's a good one.
I
I
like
like
the
that
first
movie.
half
Now,
is
hold
such
on.
a tone deaf
I
movie.
want that one.
It's
Yeah,
not a
watch it.
good movie. It's not a good movie, but
Here's-
I love it.
Here's
I
the
love
real problem with that movie. It was originally the book was Skipping Christmas, and it was by I forget the author's name right now. Dean Koontz.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was. And it's like, well, okay. So I've read this book 2 or 3 times, and I've given this book out to a couple people, and they loved it. And when I read the book, and then they're like, oh, hey, they're going to finally make this movie. The book, just like what happens a lot of the time, the book and the movie
Always.
are night and day. Because there's a scene in the book that if you were to see this on film, it would have you'd laugh your ass off. Now, some of the stuff did translate. Also, the 2 people that I chose to be, and I forget the main character's name, but instead of Tim Allen, it should have been somebody who was more of a straight actor as opposed to a comedic actor. I would have actually chosen either. Now, this is, of course, the movie was shot 15 years ago, but I would have chosen either Patrick Stewart or Harrison Ford. somebody
Harrison Ford,
can
there
play
you go.
the thing really, really straight, and just all this crazy stuff just keeps happening to him because, people are badgering him because he's not decorating the house for Christmas and there's no Frosty up there and all this other stuff. So he finally relents, like, oh, my kids are coming, or the kids coming. And he starts to decorate the house. He falls off the roof and he's like dangling there and all this. Now, Dan Aykroyd, that was a good choice for that actor to play that part. But if you guys get the opportunity, and it's a very, very short book. I mean, it's a real quick read. It's like maybe 200 pages. It's a really great book. They should have made the movie exactly like the book, because you wouldn't have anybody on this panel or anybody else going, that wasn't that great. And the person that I would actually pick to play the wife is Edie McClurg. So she would have been great. But, oh well, it is what it is. So you get good ones, you get bad ones.
Done and done.
Yeah.
I thought of another one that I know I really liked growing up, Jack Frost. Not the horror one, but
With
the other one
Michael
with the
Keaton.
dad. Yeah, Michael
Yeah, I
Keaton.
remember.
I've never seen that. Is it good?
It is good,
It's
actually.
good. It's cheesy, but it's good. It holds up.
I mean, the CG doesn't hold up well these days, but the movie itself, like the premise of it, it's a good movie.
It's a good, like,
But it's kind of like you said,
Christmas
anytime you
movie.
hear Jack Frost nowadays, it goes immediately to the horror version of Jack Frost.
See, I've seen
it's fun.
clips of it, and that's it. And
It's good.
I don't know what it is,
must-watch.
but every time I hear somebody mention that movie, I always think of another Michael Keaton movie, and this is the one I always go to. I always think of the movie White Noise. So I think what I might do one of these days is watch Jack Frost, and then I'm going to edit them both together, so that way it's like as creepy as hell. So
Nice.
Yeah,
That'd be a weird combination.
Not necessarily a movie, but obviously this ties into everything. Did you guys ever see the Super Mario Brothers Super Show Christmas specials?
I've seen the
That's
show, but I've
Christmas.
not seen that Christmas special.
Yeah.
I mean, they're more just Christmas episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a special, but
I think I've actually got some of those episodes on the DVDs. I picked up
Yeah,
some of those
I
at the flea market.
have
little
have
Super Mario
rewatched it.
DVDs.
Yeah, I've rewatched it because of those DVD releases, but that was definitely a cool one. I've already mentioned the Pac-Man, but just watch that on YouTube. I think it's like 22 minutes long, but it's super cool. It's one that takes me back. I mean, it would have been late for me watching that when it was running on it was either on Boomerang or something, like late showing on Cartoon Network, something like that. But that's a really cool.
I got a question. I don't
that's a really
remember
cool one.
what Marvel property is Star-Lord from, because I'm blanking on it.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did you see the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special where
Yes.
they
It was
kidnapped
on in
Kevin
the-
Bacon?
I saw it.
Very
Actually,
good.
I was just down on your turf. I was in Atlanta, actually. And while I was down there, it was on in the background.
Oh yeah,
So I saw like some of it. Kevin Bacon. That much I remember. But like
that was like the
Yeah.
whole plot. Like, we're gonna kidnap Kevin Bacon as a Christmas
Yeah.
gift. It was stupid, but it was pretty funny.
It
It's
worked.
good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I like that one.
Tying
Um,
into your Mario Christmas, what's everybody's thoughts on the new Mario movie and the trailers they've been dropping?
20 out of 10. I'm sold.
Yeah, super happy about
Yeah.
it.
I think it's
I've only
funny.
seen the original trailer.
I think it's funny we now have live action Sonic and animated Mario movies when 20 years ago we had a live action Mario movie and a very unknown animated Sonic movie.
How the turns have tabled.
Exactly.
The turns the table. I like
That's
that.
a good
one.
line. I'm stealing that.
I agree with Mark.
Yeah,
I'm
I like
sold
that.
on it, man. I'm totally
Yeah.
digging it. I think the animation looks awesome. I think
Yeah.
they're doing a great job with the animation on it.
Yeah,
I know everybody's still
think
kind of
so.
on the verge of
Yeah.
Chris Pratt thing, or
But
you know,
after
but
we
We're
watched the
getting
most
Brooklyn
recent.
Mario again.
Yeah, we watched the most
love it.
recent trailer during the Game Awards. I was like,
Yeah.
this looks like it's going to be a good movie.
Right.
Everything seems to fit.
I still think 5 minutes in, you're just going to hear Mario. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, you're not gonna. Yeah, I mean, I didn't care to begin with because, as I said, like Charles Martinet, the entire movie, you guys would your ears would blow out. You'd be like, I don't want to hear any more of this.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
Wahoo! The whole movie.
That's
like,
it. That's all you hear.
I'm actually interested to hear more of Jack Black as Bowser because I really liked.
Me too.
I'm glad they put him in a lot of that very first trailer, and you can hear Jack Black in Bowser's voice, but it does sound not like Jack Black at the same time. Like, it's weird to say that, but
Decent voice
you could-
acting. You know what would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
weird if they did it like with the old Mario voices, but it's like you're playing a game, so you have to just read all the text they're talking. That'd be peak
pretty
Mario
funny.
movie. Just to troll everybody.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that one for sure. Every time they put something out, they've been putting stuff out like crazy, just, little teasers and stuff. So
When does
pretty
it come
sold
out?
on it.
What's the date on it again?
April?
When is it?
I don't remember.
Okay, so
I'm probably wrong on April, but I'm gonna say
It's
April.
around
I think I
there.
remember
It's
seeing
like
it.
March, April. It's Q1. So
April.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it comes out April 7th in the U.S.
Cool.
I remembered a little bit.
It's got like 5 more months to go.
Drop
any
100
more?
trailers between now and then. You'll see the whole movie.
Oh, I mean, that's what they do now. Yeah.
Play
Any
any
more
trailers together,
Christmas
make a movie.
movies that anyone can mention or think of?
There was one that came out a few years ago. There was a Christmas horror movie. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember that I liked it.
Krampus.
Krampus. Yeah, I was thinking Krampus.
That was a good one, and I didn't think of that one until you said that. But yeah, I watched that on Netflix about 3 years ago. That was pretty decent.
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas.
That's
That's
what
the
it was,
one.
yeah.
Yep. Gosh, I love that movie. That was
Good movie.
And the whole time I'm sitting there going, "Oh my god!" I mean, I'm not someone to get shocked, but that was great. So I'll have to buy that one. That one was fun. But Krampus was good too. That was
Yeah,
that was a fun run.
Right.
Yeah.
Before we move on, Brandon, I want to say, because it popped in my head, it's not a movie, but it's a reference. I just, every day after Thanksgiving, it always pops in my head the meme from Bob's Burgers where it's like, Lynn, it's the day after Christmas. Why are you already putting up the Christmas tree? I don't know. I just thought of that and thought it was funny.
That's a good one. What's
We have
what's
neighbors
some,
like that.
Yeah.
Our neighbors down the road, they have their lights up like basically all year long. They just keep them turned off that way.
we had
Next year
people
they don't have
like
to set them up because it's so much shit. They have so many lights. It's crazy.
we had people setting up around here the beginning of November. So yeah, there's been Christmas lights for a while. I don't know.
I was
we always
fighting with my
did.
wife. I was fighting with my wife all the way up until like at least after Thanksgiving. I'm like, not till after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we always did the day after Thanksgiving.
I'll
Day after
say-
we
Thanksgiving.
always said,
I'll
yeah.
say for those that put them up early, it makes sense if you're in an area where it's like, let's put them up now while it's still warm outside, dealing with cold weather and stuff like that. That does make sense.
Chicago native. Yep.
Yeah, it gets cold. It's cold as shit in Wyoming right now, too. I was like,
Yeah.
not up, down, out. I'm done. I wouldn't touch it.
We're
Now
just,
we
like all over.
we usually wait till the day after as well, but this year, since it's been kind of a crappy couple years, I think everybody's putting it up a little early. It kind of, like I told my
Trying to get
wife,
a little more cheery.
yeah, I think that's it.
I cut you off if you put it up before Christmas. Like I don't
Get
listen to you
festive.
anymore. Yeah,
We
Can't do
put
it.
we put it
Done
up
with
the,
you.
we put
those
it up
people
the
are
day
mentally unstable.
we put it up the day before Thanksgiving, just because my in-laws were going to be here. Well, we started putting it up 2 days before,
Right.
and then we finished decorating it before.
Well, especially if they're only coming one time a year, then that way it's kind of like
Yeah, I
Christmas
mean, that-
early.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Pretty
cheating.
much.
That's cheating.
Says
It's
you.
cheating. Damn. I wanted to bring up though. I think this is a cool one, and I thought of this because every year I always see us go around. You guys remember the YouTube video, the Nintendo 64 kid getting his 64
yeah.
at Christmas?
Oh yeah.
Remember
Nintendo
that?
64!
Mhm.
Car! Yeah.
Look what I got! I'm a bastard.
Where's he at? Because
So-
he's got to come back and get his 15 minutes nowadays. Like,
He
knows
has- Well,
he
can
was-
just
I don't
pop
know,
back in
man.
somewhere.
Yeah, he was doing like a fundraising thing at one point.
Yeah, I remember him
Recently.
being on like a few years ago, coming back on, talking about it. I don't remember where, though.
Because we totally got the Nintendo kid in 8-bit. I don't know if you guys are in the 8-bit group that we're in or not, but like
I cannot stand that group anymore.
it's kind of bad.
Cannot stand it.
It's kind of
Yeah.
bad, but I love it. It's
I-
so fun at the same time. But like the Nintendo kid, I don't know if y'all know the meme where the little kid in the what was he, he had like a blue cape or something, and he had the controller with the Nintendo taped on it.
It
and he had,
sounds
like, a
familiar.
zapper gun.
It's like a staff with it.
Yeah.
He had like a staff and a zapper gun. I can't. Yeah, it was just an old meme, and like he popped back into this group and was like, "Oh yeah, this is me," and he done like a new meme of it, and everybody gave him shit and basically ran him off. It was kind of sad.
Yeah, that group's terrible.
Poor
It was
guy.
like
Do
watching
not
a
promote that group at all.
Frankenstein movie at the end. Get out of here!
But kind of going along that lines, what was everybody's like favorite gifts growing up? Be any related to anything, toys, games, whatever. But what was some stuff that were your favorite gifts?
The most significant one, sticking with that theme, for me was I got a Sega Genesis Model 2 in '93, and that was like my first like real game console that was all mine. So I was kind of like that kid, just thankfully we didn't film it.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Freaking out, crying.
Yep.
Man,
Those are the best presents. I do remember several of those where it was like, just open them up and you're just crying and like the enjoyment of it.
I definitely know, yeah, like along those lines. So it wouldn't be a video. I had a couple of those with video games, but got the USS Flag. So I was like super excited about that. Took up like half a room.
I was about to say you had a whole room to play with that thing.
Yeah,
right? Jesus,
yeah,
it's a
yeah. That
giant
was
toy
really,
piece.
really cool. Video games like I was just talking to Shane about this like really late last night, but I didn't get anything new until the 64. So probably would have been that. But I always went crazy over like the handhelds because like when you have siblings, like the consoles for everybody. I don't know, like Mark can relate to that. Consoles
like
everybody.
one TV in
but the
living room.
hand exactly. And that's all we have, one TV. So it's like the handheld was my system. So I remember getting the Game Boy Color and like super, super happy with that.
Nice.
Yes, I had two big memories. One was a gift I got, one was a gift my brother got, but they're both game related, so it didn't really matter. The first one I think was the year the GameCube came out, because that same day you played Metroid Prime. It's the first time I saw graphics that just blew my mind from like the 64 to like the GameCube. I look at it now, like the graphics were terrible, but at the time I was just like, this is super realistic.
Hey,
I
no,
think
no, they're not terrible.
they've
Come
not
on.
aged as well as it's not as like when you get a new system where they used to just blow your mind. And then the other memorable Christmas is when I first got me and my sister both got a DS, like the old red DS with Mario DS and whatnot.
Yes.
Just have some good memories with that handheld. We used to play it
That-
all the time.
Well, I can remember, obviously we grew up down the road from each other, but that Christmas, I guess, like thinking about it with the DS was like probably the most special. Yeah, I got that silver launch model, and they're sold out everywhere. So how she got that, I have no idea. But
playing DS games like all the time, every once in a while.
That's my favorite system. Yeah, it's my favorite system. So.
Don't need a TV.
What about you, Shane?
Me, that'd kind of be a toss up there. I remember one year when I got a little dirt bike. I think I was 8 or 9. Yeah, I got a little Honda ZR50. No, man, I love that thing. Love that. Just riding that damn thing around the yard and terrorizing the neighbors and whatnot.
Yeah, right.
Then I'm pretty sure it was the year after that is when I got Virtual Boy. The year it came out. And that was pretty awesome. I loved that thing. But it was pretty funny because like the following year comes summer, and that's when everyone was running those news reports and everything about how Nintendo made a game system that'll make your kids go blind. And she totally took it away from me. She gave it back to me a couple of years later, which was cool. At least she didn't like trash it.
Yeah, right.
She gave it back to me, and by that time it was obsolete, and they didn't make games for it, or I guess they did, but they'd already clearanced them out and they were gone. So
I'll defend that system until the end of time. I love it.
There was only like 22 games ever made for it. It was only around for like 9 months, I think. Officially.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was the thing. Yeah. Like by the time I got it back, I was like, maybe I'll find some games for it. No, like they were nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
I mentioned this before. If you know how to get ROMs and you have a Quest 2, there's actually an app on that Quest 2 where you can upload your ROMs and play every Virtual Boy game on it, and it looks amazing. You can change the colors.
Still need to do that.
Disgusting.
It's amazing. I don't care what you say. You and your EverDrives over there can go away. You can still play that
legitimately seems cool
without
though.
having to have a Virtual Boy, which is nice.
That's cool.
It's really cool. Because who the hell, how often are you going to run across a Virtual Boy? And B, how often are you going to run across one and have the money to afford it if they're even selling it? So, you're never really going to get a chance to play those games. You could see somebody play it online or, on YouTube, but it's not the same as actually being able to see it in a 3D platform. So, having that app on the Quest 2 is kind of nice.
You just described the entire marketing problem of that system.
Exactly.
It was impossible to present to people because they had to go in and want to check it out, and then they realized it was like having laser pointers shot in their eyes. It wasn't a pleasant experience, and I defend this system. I'm just saying that's just what happened.
Right.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
more like
those lasers.
you could go to the consumer events and stuff and play with it, but beyond that, where you're not going to go into like Walmart and they have a demo set up for you to play.
Blockbuster did. Famously,
Yeah,
Nintendo signed a
there
deal
were-
for exclusive demos there. Why? Don't know.
Nice.
No, it obviously didn't work for either of them. They both don't exist.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
I'll have to say, so mine's pretty easy. I've actually got this written down in a journal from when I was a kid in school, and I guess it was good enough gift for me to write it down. But it was original Nintendo. I wrote down in November a journal that I wanted to get a Nintendo for Christmas, and then I have one from January saying how Nintendo is my favorite system and Donkey Kong is my new favorite game. So that's kind of like that touching thing. My mom gave me my journals from back then. I was looking through it one day and I was like, holy shit, like it's been a lifetime. Like, that's
Well,
really
journalist here.
I can't remember the
Yeah.
exact year on it. I don't remember. I hate to say a year and be wrong, but I know it was early 90s, somewhere in there.
That's pretty cool.
Mid 90s.
And they have it documented.
Yeah,
That's
actually
cool.
written down in
Yeah.
my child form. Like it's kind of rough to read.
Scott, do you have any good childhood memories or just Christmas gaming memories or something like that?
I
I
was
know
a
you're
pretty
too old to remember, your early childhood Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
So give us what you got.
Well, oddly enough, I actually have a good deal of the toys that I mean, all the way back from when I was 5 years old that I got for Christmas and stuff like that, whether it be toys or games or whatever. But I actually have two things within hand's reach. And one of them, I got my Atari 2600. I forget when it was. I was about 8, I think, 9, something like that, 10, somewhere around there. Nice. And I don't have the Atari at hand, but I have this copy, which is the actual copy of Asteroids that I got at that time. And I don't have the remote right here, but I have from 1977 my remote control R2D2. You put batteries in this thing, and this will annoy anybody within a 50-yard radius. It is that loud and annoying because it just goes beep 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 beep. It's terrible. Now,
Perfect.
I got one for my son here, I don't know, about 15 years ago. It's in the other room, actually. It's my daughter's now. It's about the same size and stuff like that, and it sounds just like R2. You can move it around any way you want. This thing, one direction. That was it. Back and forth. That's it. But hey, I still have a lot of that
Did
stuff.
it do the little bit of turn when you went backwards, so at least you could like spin around?
Pretty much it
turns
did,
a
but
little bit.
I think it turned just because it wasn't very good quality.
Yeah, right.
So like the wheels are just slightly degraded, so it was just malformed and going off to the side. Okay.
That's pretty much it. But yeah, I got a Commodore 64 one year, and then the following year I asked for the disk drive, and I got the disk drive because those things were pricey. I mean, even you can get I think the damn drive was $200 back then, and it was just like, and that was a lot of money back then too. And my mom and dad were like, "Oh God, he's asking for something that's $200."
That's about what, $500 these days?
Probably about right. Yeah. So, and then there was one Christmas. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of stuff, but there was one Christmas. I'm not even going to get it down off the shelf. It's up there, but it was something that my boys, because they still had the Sears catalog, and my probably one of the last ones that was ever out before they started just putting it online. And there's my boys, circle and circle, circle. I want this. I want this. And then they asked my mom. They said, "Well, can we get something for our dad out of here?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, of course you can." So they circled something, and I didn't look to see what they had circled. And she goes, "All right, we'll get it." And it's this Transformers Starscream. This thing must be like 2.5 feet tall. He's got the crown on him and everything. He's cool as hell.
Masterpiece one.
Yeah, it was cool.
I know that one.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good figure.
Yeah.
Brandon should be back on. Apparently, work called him. Joys.
I'm back. Apologies, guys.
Hey, welcome back.
Got that work call, hey.
They
noticed you were gone.
They're calling to wonder where he's at. They're like, "Hey man, you're supposed to be here like an hour ago. What's going on?" Brandon's like, "Hey, it's the Game Junction Podcast.
It's my day off."
So yeah, I mean, we kind of went over that, all the favorite stuff. I wanted to get into like the weird video game stuff. This is what I was waiting for. I found and pulled up some stuff, and I added a few in here that like were more recent that I know about. That includes like Christmas in it. So I started off with one that was very recent. Spider-Man Miles Morales. It kind of takes place during the whole Christmas period, and it was like Christmas-based missions, and yeah, that's essentially going on throughout the whole game.
Bad. I bought that game at launch for the PS5. I've still yet to play it.
It's good, man. It's good.
My son's 100%ed it on my PS5, and I've not played it, not at 1 minute.
It's worth playing. It's pretty short too.
Yeah,
you beat the game like 6 hours if you're just running straight through it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I don't think he's got more than maybe 15 in it to do the 100% on it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that did the platinum on that pretty quickly.
Some games are far easier to platinum than others.
Oh yes.
I don't have a single platinum trophy.
Oh, I got like 4.
I'm not a trophy chaser. I don't really care.
I'm not. Yeah. And
Conan Exiles, and then
of course
the new Astrobot on PS5.
Oh, that takes like an hour to platinum.
Hey, I said I had 2. I didn't say I had 2 great ones.
Count.
So a weird one that I had. This is one I actually had. I don't know. Mark, do you remember the Scholastic Book Fairs? Do you remember?
Yeah,
those?
I remember those.
So I got this game for the DS. It's called Elf's Bowling 1 and 2.
I remember those games, but I didn't play them on a console. I played them on PC because they were like
it was
online games.
I think I did actually play that as well, but I think it was on like a PC at school.
Yeah.
I think they did let us play them at school.
Yeah,
There's a movie of that.
I didn't know that.
No,
It's like legendarily bad.
I don't know how you turn that into a movie.
They
It not
did it
turn out
anyway.
terrible.
It doesn't.
Documentary.
Look it up. It's a thing.
I have to watch
Very
this.
very poorly CGI animated thing.
Oh,
I have to 100% gotta watch this after.
Elf bowling. Nice.
Yeah, how they even made a sequel to it, I don't know. But get this, right? So doing a little bit of research into it, checking with the developer and stuff, they have made 7 of these games. 1 and 2 on GBA and DS are the only like console handheld releases.
I think they're not even bowling.
7
one's like
Elf's
shuffleboard.
bowling.
Yeah, one's like shuffleboard, and one's like here's Mrs. Claus Brawl, and you're trying to like put them into like areas.
Yes,
It
that's
doesn't do
what
with
I
bowling.
read the premise. Mrs. Claus' pink brawl.
Yeah, launching elves and shit.
Yeah. I was looking at.
Oh my god!
I told you, it's a movie.
Wow.
It came out in 2007. Can Christmas be spared?
Oh, that's terrible.
Apparently not. They made the
I
movie.
love it.
Wild. Yeah, that's I remember like it being just generally just an average like bowling game. I mean, I don't know what you can really mess up on bowling, but
It's like a
bad
flash
ones
game.
out there.
That's what it
Yeah,
came
I
off
mean,
as.
it was like a flash game. Yeah, essentially ported to an actual console, I guess.
early
but
shovelware they put on the DS.
if you are interested in a really long, deep story, check out Elf Bowling 1 through 7.
1 through 7.
I didn't even know they made
Star.
7.
Can I just get 1 and 7 and just call it a day?
Let's make an RPG out of it.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Oh,
Another one that people have actually been talking about this game more.
turn-based bowling RPG.
Do it. Make it, Tony. I'll play it.
I'll play it. Yeah,
I'll
play that
support
shit.
you. I'll support you. I
Make
mean,
it
they turned
turn-based.
golf into a good RPG game, right? So I'll
He's
play
got a
it.
point. You got a point there.
Golf Story's great. Love that game.
Take your word for
Days Before Christmas for the Mega Drive. Has anybody played that?
No.
I have not.
Know the
Like
title.
Days.
You got Days with a Z, so I'm
With a
assuming
Z,
it's something
yeah.
like Dreamlandish. I don't know. Explain.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like an action platformer, 2D platformer type game with like RPG elements. I don't know exactly how to explain the game. I did not care for it, but there are people that genuinely like this game, so it's worth checking out. Like, you got an EverDrive or something, throw it on there and play the game. Try that one. It's not necessarily a bad one. I remember it being okay, but got another pretty bad one here. We Wish You a Merry Christmas on Wii.
That's the one that I can't find that I got around here someplace.
I know the
Yeah.
song,
Sounds.
not the
It's
game.
really bad.
What
They
a
turned
great-
a
It's
song
really
into
great.
a whole game.
So
Yeah,
is it like a Parappa the Rapper kind of like a button in motion like as the song goes along kind of game, or like what the hell kind of gameplay is on
I
that?
feel like
Scott,
you're tarnishing.
I've never
that
even
game.
played it. I got it last year, right after Christmas, and I said I can't wait to like review this next Christmas or something. I totally forgot about it. And
I could see something with the Wii being like you would be like the
Like
maestro
Wii music?
and like you
Like
like yeah
Wii
like
music,
you
yeah.
know,
now I got to
Yeah.
tear the place apart
Oh.
to find it.
I don't think it is. I think they actually like what I saw for the like 30-second trailer was it like trying to make a whole story out of the game, and it looked like a terrible 3D platforming type game. But I saw like 5 seconds of gameplay, so
It's enough. That's all you need to see.
yeah, enough to leave it on the shelf.
Yeah, right.
It's when I looked at the back of it, I go, "Oh, this is terrible. We have to get this." And I think I might have paid like $2 for it.
You
So
overpaid.
yeah,
Yeah, most Wii
I
games
did.
like that just came out of bargain bins, man.
terrible
Yeah, right.
shovelware. Yeah,
actually, they should have just given me a bowl of soup and a pat on the back when I left the store, but I didn't get
Most
it.
shovelware, Sega Genesis or the Wii.
The Wii,
The Wii, it's not even close.
absolutely the Wii. Yeah,
because
yeah,
the
for
virtual
sure.
the online shop just made it so much easier.
Yeah, the Wii's notorious.
Well, not even counting the eShop.
Yeah, I was
My
gonna
God,
say no
physical.
eShop shit. Like because
physical.
eShop, like you said, that's hell, that's just like on Steam. I mean, you just got shovelware all day on that shit.
Yeah, on the eShop, you couldn't swing a dead reindeer without hitting, shovelware.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
Try out my 99-cent horrible game that I just learned how to make.
Mom, I want my money back.
Some
Not too
19-year-old
late, Junior.
programmer.
Well, before I go through any more of these, does anybody got anything to kind of add in the
Other
got
games?
anything, Adam? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking, are you guys familiar with Sagata Sanshiro? That name, we were talking about Sega for a second. That mean anything to you guys?
It
So-
rings a bell.
So in Japan, Sega's mascot for the Saturn was like this ninja guy named Sagata Sanshiro. And the whole premise of every single one of these commercials that they did was that somebody would be doing something real, like, say, play baseball. He would come in there, kick the shit out of them, and then give them virtual copies of, like, baseball on the Saturn and be like, you have to play Saturn, don't play the real thing. Every single one of these games was like this. There were actually Christmas ones, too. Eventually, he got his own game. And in that game, there's a mini game where you play as him. You kick the shit out of Santa and take over his sleigh. Then you are going as Santa, and every gift that he was going to give away, he just chucks out and replaces them with Saturns. He's just delivering Saturns.
I love
And,
it.
I love it.
and the goal in the game is just to like line them up with chimneys as you like fly over. So that's a subset game. I actually, while we were talking about this, I went out and I grabbed a couple because I didn't see these on your little list here.
Sounds amazing.
Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie Boogie's Revenge, or
Yeah,
Oogie's Revenge.
Yeah. Have
For
it on
the-
Have that one
PS2.
next.
Forgot
Yeah, the
about that.
PS2 and the original Xbox.
Gotta have it on Xbox.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
like a
PS2.
quasi sequel to the movie, but I think I don't know if it's canon. I don't know who cares about the canon of that franchise, but it's a thing. And the other one I grabbed because I don't think anybody ever knows this is a thing. Does anybody remember a game for the Dreamcast called Seaman starring Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah, you
in,
can.
in Japan it had a Christmas sequel.
It did.
No kidding.
Yep.
Oh,
There-
shit.
Christmas
Forgot about that.
Yeah, we never got this, but there he is with his little Santa hat and everything.
That's cool.
Wow.
But yeah, and this
That
came
game
with
was amazing. That
it's
game
got-
is way beyond its time.
yes, it's got two different versions. It's got like the game for you, and then there's this thing called the present disc where I guess you were supposed to give this away or something. I don't know, but Christmas
That's
Seaman,
cool.
why not? That was
Totally.
it.
Totally
I'm-
forgot
I'm-
about that one.
I'm sure there's somebody who would like a Christmas Seaman, so that's nice.
Well, if you would like to gift me that gift disc, I'll
Present on
take
Christmas, huh?
No,
it.
Nice
Um,
try.
I give you the
Yeah.
gift of knowledge of Christmas Seaman.
Yeah,
It's on
man.
you to go buy it now.
Yeah, go spend the $500 by yourself.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I genuinely,
is
how
that
much
thing
is
that
that
much?
going for? I
No.
I
Google
doubt
it.
it's not for anywhere near
Yeah, you
that.
can
But
totally
I
get
bought
that,
it
get that
years
in Japan
ago.
for like
There-
30 cents.
If you can find it, there is a Christmas Seaman edition Dreamcast console.
Oh shit.
Okay,
I've
no,
never,
I know that
I've
one.
never seen one in person. It's like a solid red thing. It's actually kind of an ugly design, to be completely honest, but it's rare as shit.
Speaking of which, love watching your console variant videos for
Yeah,
sure.
thank you.
That's one of the big things that kind of pulled me in because I'm into the weird stuff. Shane is too. Like the
Yeah.
weird, obscure, failed stuff is kind of like our niche. So I
Stranger
love
the
seeing all
better.
that. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
There's a lot of bizarre stuff over there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the only Christmas edition console I can think of. Maybe there's another one out there, but that's the only one that comes to mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like a giveaway or something that we haven't recorded. I could think of that.
It would have to be a Dreamcast
offhand.
though that would do a damn Christmas edition console.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I'll have to look that up. Speaking of like weird,
I take it back. There's a Christmas version of the Saturn for Japan only. It came with Christmas Nights, predictably.
Yes. Okay, that's right.
But it's not that different as a console. What makes it Christmassy is the box.
It's the box, right?
Yeah.
I will go ahead and bring that one up though. Christmas Nights, one of my favorite Christmas games. Freaking love the Nights games. I love Christmas Nights. A lot of fun for sure. Anybody else played that? Nights in the Dreams.
I played the game, the original, but not the Christmas version.
The Christmas version is very truncated. It's almost like a demo.
Yeah.
But it is technically a complete game. Fun fact, that's the only game that's ever been completed on the Sega Pluto prototype. Christmas Nights.
Interesting.
The more you know.
Cool stuff.
Jazz hands of who gives a shit.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah.
The more worthless crap you know.
Well, now you're about to learn something new because Christmas Shopper Sim is a game. And I've never played it, but it sounds fantastic. To go Christmas shopping in a video game.
That appeals to the you that likes Jingle All the Way. That's why you want that.
I love Jingle All the Way.
I know, I do too, but I mean, I gotta play that around. That's the Jingle All the Way.
I would totally play this and try.
Do they have a Turbo Man on the shelf? Because that would be
better. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm interested in the premise of this game because, like, I mean, I could actually kind of get into something if it's like, you got a Christmas shop for your whole family and you got a $9 budget.
What the hell are you going to the Dollar Tree?
Maybe.
I don't know. Been a Dollar Tree in the 70s because my Dollar Tree doesn't. It's not even all. There's like things in there like $10-15 now. Crazy.
You laugh about these simulation games, but like I don't know if you ever played Dreams on PS4 where people can make their own games in there. Somebody made during the whole like toilet paper bullshit, like they made one where you're literally walking through the whole convenience store and there's one roll of toilet paper on the shelf and you have to walk through all the aisles and find the roll, put it in your cart, and then you go check out that.
That's funny.
That was the whole game.
I like it.
I mean,
Yeah, it's funny.
I totally buy that. There's obviously a huge market for these sim games because we got like car wash simulator, lawnmower simulator,
pressure washer simulator,
Go farming, tractor stuff.
They aren't just pumping these games out for no reason. So
pressure washer simulator.
Which one was it? 19 or 20, I think it was. But I had the PS4 steering wheel and the gas pedal and stuff. So like you're driving your tractor with a steering wheel, and that was pretty fun. Farming
Simulator has a huge market for it. They're still making it. So
dude,
I've got a buddy.
Those are like sports games in Germany. Like they are crazy, stupid popular. The farming simulator games, like the way we buy Madden. I mean, maybe not us specifically, but like the way Americans go at football games. The Germans with the farming games. I don't get the
comparison.
But no, it's like it's true. It's like the year is built around the release of that. It's ridiculous.
Right. I guess they don't have much farming in their country, so like this is new.
They have a lot. It's just like we have a lot of football.
They have a lot. They're not the ones doing it. That could be their practice for their fields.
Exactly. Yeah, I was thinking about this. I had to get one of the farming simulators for the Vita. I'm going for a full set for that. And like in 2020, this game was going for like $80 on the Vita. And it's like a horrible version of it. Found it for like 30, so I picked that up. It's dropped way down. But I mean, the game's like downright unplayable. So bad on the Vita, so bad. Like it was absolute garbage.
Imagine. I mean, the actual farming simulator games have so much in them. I mean, like from weather patterns to soil content,
micromanagement.
Yeah, it really is. That's what it should be. That's what the micromanager PC, like micromanager sim.
I'm
that's
sure
what's kind of funny.
exists.
is I would rather play, just for example, if I would rather play Cyberpunk 2077 day one, without any update, as opposed to playing something that's that shitty and that boring, that's that bad of a game, for like any other system, because at least I'd rather have something that's built messed up as opposed to, built for shit and broken and nobody. So at least you get some entertainment.
Those games have a market.
When you get that PS4 VR, you're gonna have to give us a review on Job Simulator. Then
there is a Job Simulator too.
It's called Job Simulator. Yeah, you can be like a mechanic. There's it's a mechanic, a cook, and a convenience store clerk. Like all three of those, and you're just
they've hinted for a sequel simulator for VR too. Obviously, because it sold so well.
That game, it was, I don't know, was it a short run? Is that why it was so rare?
Yeah, it was super expensive. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think it was like a limited release. It's dropped down, but it was like $100 for a copy.
Oh yeah, it stayed $100 for a long time.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing is, I'll buy that system, if it's got the sweet spot price. Mm-hmm. But and Tony, he sent me one that was like pretty local to him, and
I think it
was $100. It was complete. The girl, she bought it for her son, and he preferred his Oculus. That he played it one time and put it back in the box. And I was like, it's a good deal, but I'm like,
I didn't even know you were looking for one. I've seen them come up
casually
all the time.
Yeah.
Well, there was one at Torg for $115. And I was like, I was like,
that's what I said. GameStop has them for $100 right now. So like, there's one at my GameStop that's been sitting there for months for $100.
No,
yeah. Nobody
with
wants
the full setup, because I thought they were charging more
set
for the damn camera and stuff. I thought they were charging like $30-$40 just for the camera.
They've got it in there with the box. It has all the stuff.
That's kind of my biggest beef with the PS1, like the PSVR. I guess you'd just call it the PSVR since the 2's coming out. Like, you've got so many different peripherals to be able to play in that VR world. You got the headset, you've got 2 different control sticks that you're holding with the lights on them, and you have to have the camera set up. It's like, and then you have to be facing the camera. Now, whether you put that on your TV, like most people made the mistake of, or set it to the side and go overall onto the side of your cabinets and stuff, but like, just the fact that you have to face something where that camera's sitting kind of takes me out of it.
Yeah.
I
couldn't really get into it as much as I wanted to.
One of the reasons I'm really looking forward to the VR too is I think that like this would be a good upgrade to where it makes more sense. Things look pretty bad. The one time I played on VR, the only game I beat on it was Moss. It's super short. But I forget what game it was. Maybe Ark that had like a VR mode or something. It looked horrible. And I mean, it was working with what it had, so I think that the upgrades to the system, and I think it's going to work a lot better.
Another part of the peripheral that I didn't talk about was the the processor box you have to have hooked up.
Yeah,
so you have to come out of your PlayStation into the processor box and into your headset. So I feel like maybe that's where you're losing a lot of your quality and stuff as well. Where like the new one hooks straight to your PS5.
Yeah, it's bottlenecking.
Yep, exactly. So it's like one cord straight to your headset. All the processing powers in the headset and the console. You got
I think the screen is also limited to 720p.
It is, yeah. My buddy has
and another reason I couldn't play it because it never fit my glasses right. Like I always felt like I needed contacts when I was playing it because if I didn't have my glasses in, it still got blurry. But then, like when I tried to wear my glasses with that PlayStation headset, it just never fit right. They were always rubbing on the lenses and stuff.
I remember trying to play Skyrim with that thing, and I'm like one of those where after like 10 minutes of that, I wanted to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like I can't do it, man.
I've heard that some people do get motion sickness real bad.
Yeah, like the space games, like No Man's Sky, when I'm flying around the VR with a rocket pack on or something. Like when my character takes off the ground, you just get that like gut feeling. Oh nope, can't do that. So I can do a lot of games where you're sitting down playing and stuff like that. But if it's like up moving around in the world, I got motion sickness.
I tried that.
If you ever want to get in with it heavy, they make these little wristbands you can wear. They're cheap. It's just like a rubber. Well, it's like a watch band.
Oh, you're talking about those sickness bands that people wear, like when they go like on ships and stuff?
Yeah. Like put on one of those when you play a VR game. That shit works, dude.
No shit. That's cool.
Totally works. I've got a pair of them because I was like, I'm gonna try it out because I've never had motion sickness in my life until I started like playing some like really involved VR stuff, and It's frustrating because it's like, this sucks. Like,
Right, because you
fucking
can't
weird,
just get
but I don't-
once you get the motion sickness, it's there for like a good 30 minutes, even when you come out.
Yeah.
Of it. Like it doesn't.
So look,
Yeah.
It's not just like okay, I'm done. You're still
Mhm.
like, oh god, like you're trying to get your bearings back.
so Tony, if you said you get motion sickness pretty frequently, is that what you're saying?
Depending on what game I play. Like if
Well,
I play like the ones where you walk around a lot in the game, if I'm not sitting down, like if I'm up having to move around and I'm walking, like what was it was like battle tactics or something like that, where you actually like your character moves by you swinging your arms and like walking, like making a walking motion. Like some of those games, just the way you move back and forth and side to side, I'll get sick as shit.
Right, I got a little disoriented with Drive Club VR. I've never had like
Ooh,
motion sickness.
The Drive Club
But-
was really bad because I used the steering wheel and the gas pedals with that one too in the VR headset. And I guess maybe my swivel chair too, because of course you're going around turns. I'm turning in my chair and shit too, so I'm like drifting. So I'm like, in real life, I'm sitting here in one spot, but in the game, my car is swinging back and forth, and I'm moving my head, looking out the side window as I'm drifting the corners and shit. So yeah, that was one of the ones that like actually like made me really, really sick to where I had to get out and like go sit down for a while.
I wonder that I was thinking, like, I was talking with somebody the other day about this. You jumped right in on the VR. You're all in on VR too, right? So what makes you want to do that and not have concern that things might get worse as visuals look more realistic?
Fuck it, bro. You got to go all in.
Yep.
And Shane's going to bring him a couple pairs of those things, so he'll be fine then.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I mean,
That's a good
when I got
idea.
my Quest
That
2,
is an
I really
ingenious
enjoy
idea.
it. I don't play it as much as I want to. Like, I just don't, unfortunately. Like, it's hard to find time to really sit down and play much of anything these days. And, like, my kids got really into Sea of Thieves, so I've been playing that with them. Anything I can find to play with the kids is pretty cool like that. So, I've been doing that a lot. But, I mean, hell, my
You could
son
take a
played-
Benadryl right before you play it, too. Take a Benadryl and get two of those things. You'd probably be all right. I'm being
Benadryl,
serious.
shot of vodka.
I mean, that's one of those...
Fireball.
No, you're
mark it
taking
on
a
the
nap.
calendar. It's one of those times I'm not, that I am actually being serious. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Because
No, I-
I've heard of those things really working when people are getting motion sickness and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My ex-wife, we would go for a drive in the
Dramamine.
car for more than an hour.
Dramamine is the one to take.
Yeah, I heard Dramamine's better. But the funny thing is, she would take the non-drowsy Benadryl and it'd make her drunk. It was weird, and then she'd pass out, and I'm like, well, I'm going driving by myself anyway. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, I go ahead and bring up a few more of these games we've got here. Got just a few more listed. One we already kind of hit, the Rudolph game for Wii. Yeah. What do you think about that one?
It's like 4 mini games that you would rather put an ice pick in your ear than to play this again.
I appreciate the homage that they paid to.
You want it to be good, right?
Dude.
You want it
You
to
do.
be good.
You
yeah.
want it to be good, but some
You
of the
know it
controls
won't
on
be.
this, because there's like one part. There's like this Christmas assembly line, and you have to drag the parts on the side. It's been a while since I played it, and for the $1.79 that I got ripped off on for buying this at GameStop a couple years ago, but you're trying to drag these parts and stuff, and the controls just don't work well. And I do not want to show this to my daughter because I know she'll want to play it, and I'm just like,
Then you'd be
no, we're
They
not
have
starting
to-
you off there.
Yeah,
We're gonna,
you call it homage, but it's just
But, yeah.
exploitation of nostalgia. That's what that is.
It
That's-
really is. Yeah.
That's a better way to put it.
Yeah,
True. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be an homage if it were a good game.
exactly.
This one did not pop up on anywhere else I saw searching, but Monty Mole Christmas for the Sinclair Spectrum. I'm sure nobody else has probably messed
No.
too much with the Spectrum or
That's
ZX
deep
or
right
anything,
there.
but
Now we're
But-
Americans.
ZX.
I had to.
That's ZX.
ZX.
Get it right. Get it
Spectrum.
right.
Yeah, I've been saying it like that for years. We've got a PAL exclusive PS1 game. It's called Santa Claus Saves Earth. This is one I hadn't heard of. It actually kind of looks cool.
Did he
Like,
save Earth?
If it's not
I don't
Ernest Saves
know.
Christmas, I don't care.
My God.
I don't know if he did or not. We've got Die Hard Trilogy, which I had this, played this game. Only the first two are set around Christmas. So, but
My
that's a
very,
cool
very
one.
first cringy video. So,
Nice.
yeah.
We've got
We all have
Tony
those.
added in here. I don't think it's a standalone game. I think it's an expansion. Outlaw Golf, 9 Holes of Christmas.
There's,
I want to play this.
I think there's actually 3 technically.
Really? Okay.
There was one that was like sold as retail. It's its own thing. I mean, it's short. It's like Christmas nights.
Yeah,
but then
it's very
Blockbuster actually did 2 separate ones exclusive to Blockbuster.
Right. Now that's the
it's
ones
called-
I had. Was
Yeah, it's Outlaw Golf 9. There's 9 holes of Christmas. And there's Outlaw Golf 9 more holes of Christmas.
Right.
But there's 2 different versions of 9 more holes of Christmas. Because this information, you guys needed this information.
right.
Absolutely.
I did. I wanted it.
Where's my
Yeah,
notepad?
for
Where's
sure.
my notepad?
I assume that's a whole 52
Right.
holes of golf I can play.
Outlaw Golf.
Yeah,
man.
there's 3 Christmas editions of that game on one console.
So let me ask you, because
Wow.
I worked at Blockbuster when they were closing down and shut down. Was that like a Blockbuster exclusive? Because
Yes.
we had those. Okay.
Yes, it was.
We had those.
It was sold from when I was a kid. I remember this. They would have them out on the counter. They had like their own little special kiosk just for those, and they were only like 99 cents brand new. It wasn't like a closeout thing. It was like,
Yeah.
this is what we're only asking for this.
Because,
So
like you said, it wasn't a full game at all. It was just really like a demo.
essentially, yes, it was like buying a demo.
Technically,
disc.
but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a weird middle ground where it's like it is its own separate game. It had its own official release, but content-wise, you are basically talking about a demo.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, isn't the first one basically just like there was another version of it that wasn't a Christmas version? It was like
It's
ice
just
version.
Outlaw Golf.
Right? Like
There's a
Outlaw
whole
Golf, and then
bunch
like
of
the Christmas
Outlaw
version
Golf
was
games.
like the ice levels with like Christmas shit thrown in or something like that.
That
If I'm not
sounds
mistaken.
vaguely like Outlaw Golf, Icy Hot, or something.
Yeah, and then
ringing a bell in there
the Christmas
somewhere.
version was basically that icy whatever the hell levels.
So
With
they rub
Christmas stuff
icy
built
hot
in.
on them and play golf.
Yes, sir.
Sounds about right.
My
Yeah.
neck hurts. Give me a video game.
Ugh.
Yeah, there was
I
a
love
bunch
it.
of weird outlaw random
Probably
crap
the
on
probably
that.
the most golf game I've ever played was Outlaw Golf. I never played any other golf.
I got
game
into
as well.
hot shots a lot. Really liked hot shots, but I think other than like Mario, I couldn't get into them. I think the last thing I played golf
Mario
wise was
on
Golf Story.
64 does not hold up.
That's we were playing that the other day. I thought it was all right. It's not
Micro-
great.
Microsoft Golf on Windows 95, bro.
Nah,
Crushed that back in the day.
I
The
just-
graphics were insanely good on that for the time. I
Dim
mean,
graphics.
That is my
I
favorite
still
golf
have
game right
that.
there.
I still have that. Yeah, I still have the
PGA,
PC version.
okay, yeah.
I just played Virtual Golf on Virtual Boy. That was not a fun time.
nice.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was not a fun time.
You probably
Not
don't like
nice.
Mario Tennis either.
I do.
You do like Mario
But
Tennis?
first of all, I'm not a big golf guy, but even then, like playing this like
Oh, you do.
game entirely in Japanese where I can barely understand the rules and it's
I gotcha.
just smack the thing, just smack the. Oh, we missed. Oh, I don't.
Yeah, right.
Let me just
Smack it
plug
back.
Hyper Fighting on Virtual Boy. It's a really cool attempt at having Street Fighter 2 on the Virtual Boy. It's pretty cool stuff. Don't try to get the physical of it now.
Yeah, I've heard.
You can pay like, I think it's like $600. It's going for that. So yeah, it's crazy.
Terrible.
But hey, that's cool. I love
I
seeing
love
a
it.
fighting game attempt on there. The last thing that I got on here, which I have not played either, is Polar Express. I remember it being on the GBA, PS2. I
Saw
don't
the
know if it was
movie.
on anything.
Didn't play the game.
I didn't even like the
game.
movie.
I had it at one
growing up.
point, just in the crate of PS2 trash that I have.
That's about what I got. Is a couple shelves of PS2 trash.
So you're saying it's like a
Moment.
trash adaptation game, pretty much like most game
I'm
movies?
sure.
Yeah,
Money grab.
movies do video game.
I mean,
Guarantee
Disney had
that.
a lot of that shit though. They did a lot of that with the movie, like Monster House. They
Yeah,
had a
I
Monster
got-
House game.
That's a fun PS2 game. I played that last year, and that is fun. That was a fun game. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Define
And,
fun.
I saw I think it might have been Metal Jesus or somebody put it in the hidden gem too, but I had it sitting there for years, never touched it. And I put it in, I'm like, it's kind of a cool 3D platforming game. Action
What one?
platformers. Monster House. PS2.
Oh
it's
yeah. Based on the movie.
Yeah, it was actually
Yeah.
really fun. Really had a good time with that, but
Disney had
Watch-
a run of those for that console.
yes, a ton of them. Yeah, there was a ton of stuff like that. It always got like a GBA and a PS2 version for all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else on here right now. Does anybody have anything else to add? Christmas
Parasite
related?
Eve was set in Christmas.
Yes, it was.
What was?
Parasite Eve.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Game, great RPG. Yeah, it's
It's awesome. Love
That's
that
one I
game.
still haven't dove into.
little niche. Good.
Yeah, right?
I think the last time I picked one up, it was missing one of the discs. Is that like a 3 disc?
It's 2.
3 or 4?
Two, yeah.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
it was missing maybe the second one.
Like modern day New York, like NYPD cop.
It's a little rough to go back to unless if you hadn't played it around the time that it came out. It's a little hard. It's like I
mean,
tried
if
to
you
get
can do-
somebody.
You can do Final Fantasy
Final
8.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say 7. I've had people say that 7 is rough to go back to, and I don't see that. But I have my goggles on.
I can see graphics wise, as in like as you're playing through the base story, moving your character around. Some of the graphics are very dated. The fucking cutscenes to me are still top notch on that game though. Like if you watch those cutscenes just movie wise, like it's amazing on Final Fantasy 7. You can't. And I know like nostalgia factor kicks me in the ass on that game because I played that game probably more than any other PS1 game I owned back then. But Final Fantasy 7, I can always go back to that one. 8, on the other hand, I'll pass. That's a hard pass on me.
Not necessarily Christmas related, but anybody picking up that Crisis Core remake?
Square Enix sent me a code for it, but I haven't done anything with it yet.
I'm gonna grab it, but I think I'm gonna wait on a price drop. I'm not like in a. Granted, it's probably my second or third favorite Final Fantasy game. I really like that game. Kind of hit me at a time when I was having surgery and stuff, so it like got me through that. But I'm looking forward to that one for sure. What about you, Shane? Did we talk about Crisis Core before?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna wait for maybe like someone to drop the first sale on it, and I'll scoop it then. Yeah, I played it most of the way through back in the day. Remember getting stuck at a spot, and right about the time that I did, something else released that was something big I was looking forward to, and kind of went on the back burner, and I never got back around to it. So,
So much.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely cool that they did it. Definitely one that was deserving of a good fleshed out job like they gave it.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to that one. But I want to wait. I can't even get through the games I have right now. Picked up God of War, and I'm 2 hours in, and I've gotten 1 gym badge on Pokemon Scarlet, and I know I won't get to it anytime soon. But doesn't look like I got anything else on here for tonight. I know we were doing a shorter episode for Christmas, so you want to
I
plug?
would like to give a shout out though to the developers that actually do Christmas themes during their seasons of games. I guess you would call it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the season pass bullcrap. I mean, I mentioned it enough with Fortnite season pass, and there's a lot of other games like we've been playing Sea of Thieves. They have their plunder pass, and Grand Theft Auto Online, obviously. But to those developers that put in the time to really make like the seasonal stuff for the games, Christmas time is always a big micro transaction event for them because they always get that good shit then.
Well, we were talking about Dead Rising 4's Christmas DLC that they did, and I've seen clips of it, but I haven't seen. Yeah,
Nice.
There you go.
I heard you mention it before. I'm cheating. I just pulled that up. Now you got it.
I love that.
No, that's the one Dead Rising I don't have yet, and so I would definitely want to check that out because I've seen I've seen some footage and it looks hilarious. Yeah, that's a cool controller too.
The sweater, silly. I don't get it, but
That's what Xbox should have done. So when they came out with that sweater for their controller or the hoodie, they should have done an
That's
ugly
so
Christmas sweater. That would have sold so much more if they would have done an ugly Christmas sweater this time of year.
That's a really good idea.
goddamn hoodie,
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
it really is. I don't know where the hoodie idea came from, but I mean, people will buy it, man. People will buy it. But yeah, you want to go ahead and plug your stuff there, Adam?
Oh yeah, hi. I have a YouTube channel, same name, just Adam Koralik, and you can basically find me on there or on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, whatever. I'm around. It's the same name everywhere. Koralik. Thank you for having me on, by the way.
Lucky you got
Yeah,
this
absolutely, man.
everywhere.
And
Yeah,
John,
it's kind of
Yeah.
nice. Like nobody else has that name, so I'm not John Smith, which would have been awful.
do not forget about Adam's Flying and Eating channel too, though.
Yes,
We're gonna
if you like
plug that in
traveling.
there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like traveling, I go. Like I just said, I was down in Atlanta this week. I'm going to Kansas.
All right. So me and Shane's from Georgia. So
Right
we're
on.
actually from Athens out here, so we weren't too far from Atlanta. What did you eat in Atlanta?
Nothing but fried chicken, dude. Come on. I went to Mary Mac's Tea Room. I went to Atlanta Breakfast Club. Where else did we go? We went to some sort of Kujak. I think it was like a Asian or Korean fried chicken combo type of place. I was only there for like 2 days. And then we saw the Bulls come into town and play the Hawks, and my Bulls lost, which. But yeah, it was by one. You
Not
guys,
every day Atlanta gets a good win. Okay.
I know, dude. I don't know if you're NBA guys at all, but man, that was a crazy game. Overtime, buzzer shots, fouls that like happened at the buzzer for free throws. It was insane.
Nice.
Yes. Anyway,
Exciting.
Yes.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you. Oh, and World Coke because you have to. That whole area.
Oh yeah,
The aquarium, like that one area, the Olympic Park. That is Atlanta in a nutshell. It's just like, okay, here's everything we have is all in this spot, and it's
Packed.
awesome.
Packed in.
Yeah, that I definitely wanted to make sure to plug that Flying and Eating. Mark, were you able to pull up our sponsor stuff?
I got some of them. I know we're still missing one that's just not on here from what I found.
Shane.
I can read it
plug
out.
that.
What's that?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Get it, Shane.
Oh yeah. Check out Reaper Apparel, one of our fellas here to take care of us. They're not just clothing; they're a lifestyle, constant daily reminder to escape the mundane. Built for those who refuse to die slowly. Yes. So head over to ReaperApparelCo.com and use our code Game Junction Podcast. Get yourself 10% off. Also got W Energy. Yeah, they've got their patented blend, their Neurofactor formula patented. Oh, good stuff there. Yeah, give you focus and energy with zero jitters or crash. W, be better. Head over there, Game Junction 1. That's the code you want for your 10%.
Nice.
Game Junction 1.
It's not bad.
And I think that's all we've got.
No, we
Anybody
got. So we still have the Game Junction merch bonfire.
Okay.
It's gonna be.
that's
That's
still
gonna be
going.
in the description below. We also the link for the BuzzSprout affiliate. It's long, not gonna read it out. That'll be down in the description, as well as have a shot of W Energy, the sponsor of the Game Junction Podcast. 10% off unless that changed. For W Energy mix with code Game Junction 1. It's all lowercase. Yeah, I think that's everything we got.
All right. We put W in there twice. So
Oh, did he read it out before? I heard the
It's all
Reaper
good.
Apparel,
It's
but
all
I may
good.
have zoned out.
It
Yeah,
deserves
and
a double plug.
And
I
double
mean,
W
it's
plug.
everybody
And-
that's used it has. I haven't heard anything negative.
They've got a
I
new
like
flavor with Sonic on it. I
Yeah.
forget what flavor it is, but I thought that was kind of neat.
It's
They did that.
hedgehog flavored, isn't it?
Yeah, they take
Yeah,
a real
Mouse
live
Blue.
I'd
hedgehog,
assume.
ground it up.
All right. Well, we appreciate having you on, Shane, and
Shane.
everybody else. Yeah, Shane.
Yeah.
Who's going to list everybody off? Mark, Scott, of course. We have Adam.
Yo.
Been a cool episode. And yeah, I think that's all we've got. Appreciate you guys checking everything out.
Awesome.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, folks.
Merry Christmas.